Hello, everybody. And you might be wondering, why do you have a special microphone? Why are you in front of a green screen? Well, I am doing two things at once here because I have a media communications class at my school and I have content to post for the channel. I figured it would be best to knock two birds out with one stone by doing both of them at the exact same time and making my podcast about Elimination Chamber. So, this is going to be about a 20-minute discussion of me just yapping about the chamber and how I think the matches will go, who the winners will be. All in all, this will be kind of a longer video. I might cut it down for YouTube to get it to be about 10 minutes long. It will take a lot of editing, but I got to do it anyways. So we're going to go through every single match and segment on the show first, and then into my predictions of the order of the matches, what'll happen in them, yada, yada, yada. So obviously, both the men's and women's chamber matches are on the show with Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley, Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, and L.A. Knight. Yeah. In the men's, while Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Naomi, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, and Tiffany Stratton are in the women's. Rhea Ripley will defend her women's world title against Nia Jax. The Grayson Waller effect will happen with Cody Rhodes and World Heavyweight Champion Seth freaking Rollins. And the Judgment Day will defend their tag team titles versus Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. So there are a lot of matches here. I think every single match on this show has a very predictable winner. I don't think there's going to be any upsets on this show. If anywhere, it would be in the women's chamber. And there's no reason to have any of the Aussies lose. So obviously, Rhea can't lose her title. But then, why isn't Bronson Reed in the chamber over? I think he fought Bobby Lashley, and I think Bronson in there as an Aussie, or I think he's from New Zealand, would be a really good thing to have. However, booking, and it's already decided now. So let's just go through every match and the order of each match. So obviously, the show should be starting with a chamber and ending with a chamber because that's how chamber works. But if we're looking in the middle, I believe it'll go a chamber match, and then we'll go into the tag title match in the death slot because it's probably going to be the match that the least people care about. Then the Grayson Waller effect, then Rhea defending her title, and then the men's chamber. So yeah, men's last, and then women's first. So women's tag titles, Waller effect, Rhea Ripley, men's chamber. So we're going to go in that order, starting with the women's chamber. We have, again, 6 women in this match. Raquel Rodriguez qualified last night on Raw in the Last Chance Battle Royal, which was originally slated to be 5 people, and then it became 25 or so. And this match is shockingly the least predictable of this entire show. You would think this match, as a, chamber match, would be relatively unpredictable. There's 2 or 3 winners that you're like, okay, yeah, that makes sense for them to win. But if you look at the people in this match and them potentially challenging Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania, it makes zero. That was loud. Um, Sorry, it's the school bell. Anyways, you got Becky, who obviously has a long history with Nia Jax, so okay, she makes sense. You got Bianca Belair, okay, undefeated at WrestleMania, could go in with that storyline. Okay, not bad, not bad. Um, Liv Morgan, last person to beat Rhea Ripley. That's cool, and that's it. Because Raquel is probably going to get eliminated first, and Naomi just came back, and Tiffany is just coming up from NXT. So what I'm going to do, predicting the chamber matches, I'm going to predict the order of elimination. 1. I'm going to predict the high spot, because there's always a high spot. The highest spot, I should say. The winner, obviously. And the best performer, who does the best job in the entire chamber itself. So if we're looking at the women's, I think the first elimination will be Raquel Rodriguez. And I don't think she'll be eliminated by Liv. I think they will keep their tag team together. There's no reason really for her to get eliminated by Becky or Bianca. Both of them are pushed enough anyway. So that really only leaves Naomi or Tiffany. And if I had to pick one, it would probably be Naomi who would eliminate Raquel. Maybe not in a definitive fashion, but still eliminate her, because the Battle Royal is really just, you're probably going to get eliminated first, unless someone like Shayna Baszler won. And Raquel won, and nobody wanted her to win. And I read on a Bleacher Report, mind you, that when I was looking through, what happened on Raw, they said, while Raquel was the most boring option to win. So that shows you how much they care about Raquel Rodriguez. So Raquel is first, and then she'll probably get followed up by Tiffany because they won't push her. I think Tiffany will also have the high spot. I think she'll do a prettiest moonsault ever from the top of a cell. So basically, she'll get in the corner, ready to do the little triple bounce. She'll do up to the top rope, and then she'll like bound onto the cell and then flip backwards in the coolest spot you've ever seen. Now, I don't think she'll do it under like Becky on the ground or someone prone on the ground. I think it'll be like a 2 or 3 people there, and that's who she'll jump on. Next up to be eliminated is probably going to be Liv Morgan. There's no real reason for her to win this match. She doesn't have that much story. And I would say Naomi, but since she's just come back, they can't really make her look bad either. Then I'd probably have Naomi defeat Bianca as well, given 3 eliminations in this match. Actually, no. I'd give the Liv elimination to Becky because she needs to get those eliminations up while she's at it. And then Naomi can eliminate Bianca. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, Naomi eliminated the 2 strongest people in the match. Or somebody does that. And then it's, the underdog story of Naomi just coming back. Can Naomi do it? Can Naomi do it? Unfortunately, that does put Becky in a position where she's got to beat the face, and that might make her a heel, because I think that Naomi is more over than Becky is, which might make people not like Becky as much. But there's only one heel in this entire match, and it's Tiffany. So, and even though I like Triple H's booking generally, I don't think they're going to book Tiffany to be in the final 2. Would I mind it? Oh no, I would love that. My fantasy booking of this is probably Becky winning, but Tiffany having an all-star performance, and that's what I want to see from Tiffany, because she's coming into this as, just coming out from NXT. She's a former NXT champion. She was really fixing up her character, making it as good as possible. And now she's in a chamber, 4 years into her career? This is a great time for her to look amazing coming into this. And who else needs it right now? Raquel? People think she's boring. Liv? She's not that good. Naomi? She's already hot. So are Becky and Bianca. So Tiffany's the only person who really needs that really good performance. And as I said, Becky will win this match. There's no reason for anyone else to. Becky Rhea is kind of the inevitable thing that will happen at the Chamber. Or Mania. What am I saying? But I think it'll be an all-star performance by Tiffany. I think the last person to be eliminated will be Naomi. Becky will win. I think that's like the 3rd time I've said that in 2 sentences. And then I've already forgotten what the other thing was. I did the order already, but still, that's what I got for this match. Next up in the death slot is the men's tag title match between the Judgment Day and Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. This match I don't have a ton of trust going into, because with so many good tag teams on the roster that they have, Street Profits, DIY, and teams like that, you would think, oh, the Judgment Day should probably lose to someone that good, the Creeds, or maybe these guys. But the storyline that it looks like they're going to be going with is that they lose to Awesome Truth at Mania. Not great. But I think it can be saved. Here's my ideal fantasy prediction for this whole thing, the saga of the tag titles. Judgment Day, or Finn and Damian, whatever you want to say, retain their titles here. They have a pretty good showing, Dunne and Bate, against Finn and Damian, but inevitably there's going to be a little bit of Judgment Day interference. They get distracted, and it's a fake one. It's one of the ones where Judgment Day interferes, and then one of them hits a finisher. Oh, the match is over, and they kick out, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, but they end up losing anyways, and the Judgment Day will retain their titles. And then going into Mania, the Awesome Truth will get that title shot somehow, and they will win the titles at Mania. I don't know when. Somewhere in the middle of like night 1 is a great time. No, middle of night 2. That's where they should win the titles. Like maybe not penultimate, but 4 matches before the main event, or like 3 matches before. Right about there is where it fits. Then the Raw after Mania, they lose it to the Creeds, or a team of the level of the Creeds, like DIY. It would be perfect. It would be the Zack Ryder moment that was at WrestleMania 32 when he won the IC title. It would be, oh my gosh, this team finally won the super big title. Hooray! And then they lose it immediately. But unlike Zack Ryder, you keep them in the title picture, or you have Miz and Truth break up, and then you can have a little feud on that, and then you can have a couple of matches at Backlash, maybe even, what's after that, SummerSlam? No, June, Money in the Bank. So that's a great story. I'm an amazing booker. I'm the new Triple H and Sean. But based on just Chamber alone, Judgment Day retained the titles. Then we go to the Grayson Waller effect. There's a lot to unpack with this Grayson Waller effect because Grayson Waller is going to try and cause some problems between Seth and Cody heading into Mania. Because a lot of people have been saying that if they are going to keep the title on Roman, what they're going to do is they're going to have Seth lose the World Heavyweight title to whoever wins the Chamber. I'll get to that in a minute. And then he'll be really angry. And then on night 2, he'll come out when Cody's at a disadvantage, and instead of helping Cody, turns on Cody, hits him with a pedigree, and Roman's able to retain. Now, that makes absolutely no sense because Seth on Raw said, like, 2 weeks ago, I hate Roman Reigns. I want him to lose. But sometimes booking is just weird. Waller's going to try and drive a wedge between these two, and I think that will be the story going into night 2. It'll be Cody doesn't have many friends left because Sammy, he's just kind of blundering around, nothing really to do on the show. And then who else? Kevin. Man, what's Kevin Owens been doing? He's in the Chamber, but he's just gonna be on WrestleMania somewhere. And it's just kind of redundant. And he runs out of people. And Seth comes out. He's got his ally. Seth's running out. And what does Seth do as the main selling point of that match? Because inevitably, it's a Roman match. There's going to be a ref bump because every single Roman match is the same damn match. However, I do expect that this will be a little fun segment. I think the crowd will actually boo Waller. I don't think they'll pop for him. I think Waller is hated enough that they will still boo, which is good because that's what Waller should be. And Waller is someone that I think could be amazing at, like, U.S. champ. Waller as United States champion would be amazing. I don't think he's going to win the title anytime soon. However, good on him, and I think this will be a very good segment. Penultimately, we have Rhea Ripley defending the title against Nia Jax. I don't really think this one's even a debate. What do you want me to say? Clearly, Rhea's going to win. Like, there's no story that makes an amazing amount of sense for this, but why would you have Rhea lose the title here in Australia against Nia Jax? I think this is easily the most predictable match of the night because, I understand a couple years ago, WWE had this obsession with when people were in their hometown, let's make them lose because they're in their hometown. But recently they have started to be like, okay, you're in your hometown, you can get a big win. Now, obviously, Sammy in Montreal and things like that have led to losses. But still, why in hell would Rhea lose this match? And Rhea's obviously going to win. I don't think it'll be a squash match like most of Rhea's. I think it'll be competitive, and I think Nia will dominate most of the match. But then Rhea will get her comeback, Nia will stop it for a minute, and then she'll get her final comeback, get the win with a massive riptide. Not a normal riptide, top rope riptide. And I'm going to call it now. That is my lock of the day. I'm locking that in. And what do I punish myself with if I don't lock that in correctly? Well, I guess I'll do it related to whoever the opposite winner would be. So I will do, if Nia wins the match, a 30-minute documentary on Nia's whole wrestling career. That's my job if Nia wins, but I'm confident she won't, so it doesn't matter. Lastly, I think what will be last, I don't actually know. We have the men's Elimination Chamber featuring, as I said, Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley, Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, and L.A. Knight. For some reason, in Logan's picture for the official match, he looks like he hasn't eaten in 2 weeks. But nonetheless, this match is, again, probably very predictable. If you think about how booking works, okay, so there's 2 world titles. So there's always got to be 1 world title on each separate brand. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Now let's look at the guys who are in this match. Kevin Owens, SmackDown. Bobby, SmackDown. Randy, SmackDown. Logan, SmackDown. LA, SmackDown. Well, Roman's already on SmackDown. Drew, Raw. I wonder who will win this match. Now, obviously, WWE recently has been pulling quite a few swerves out of their hats, but it's stupid if you do a swerve in this match. This match does not need a swerve, nor does it warrant one, and this should be a definitive win for Drew. This should be somewhat reminiscent of 2021 Elimination Chamber Drew when he won it then. Now, obviously, we don't want what happened after that chamber, immediately after it, but still. This would be a very good time to get Drew a big win. But that's not what we're doing right now. We're doing the order right now. So the order of their elimination. First, it's Kevin Owens. And Kevin Owens is going to be eliminated by Logan Paul to continue their storyline. And then they will have a couple matches on TV. And then they will stop feuding after a big match, like a street fight. But it's not going to be on pay-per-view. Next up is Logan himself by LA Knight to set up that feud for WrestleMania. Because Logan should lose the U.S. title at WrestleMania to LA Knight. Then is Bobby Lashley by Randy Orton. I don't know why, but Bobby's not winning, and I needed someone to pick, and Randy was the first person I saw. Then LA by Drew. Drew will just Claymore LA, knock his teeth out, and win. And then we get down to the biggest rivalry of 2020, 2021, Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre. This was a world title feud just a couple years ago, and Drew wins, obviously. Drew hits a couple claymores, does something cool from the top of the cage, and he wins and faces Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania. I don't know why I decided to do that entire segment like I was in a crime drama, but I did, so that's awesome. So we need to go through all the little other things. So the highest flying spot of the night is obviously going to be from Logan Paul. He's the one person in this match who fits high flying spots. I think he'll do something, Montez Ford-esque from last year. Maybe he gets to the top of one of the pods, starts climbing on the chamber wall, and then does like a moonsault off of the chamber wall onto the group of people. That would be really cool. What was the other thing? I keep forgetting what the things that I'm looking at are here. But most eliminations, I'll just use that as one. Let's see. I said Kevin by Logan, so it's one. And Logan gets eliminated by LA, so that's one for LA, one for Logan. Then Randy eliminates Bobby. And then Drew eliminates. Yeah, okay. So Drew, with 2 eliminations, has the most in this match. Drew gets 2. Randy gets 1. Logan gets 1. LA gets 1. That's the most balanced way to sort out this bout. And there's no reason, again, for any of the other people to win this match. You could see maybe LA, maybe Bobby. But it's, if Drew was at a 50% chance, LA and Bobby would be at like 2. On the Richter scale here. I don't know why I use that as an example because that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. However, Drew should win. There's no reason for him not to. He's the only guy on this entire card who's from Raw. Only one. He should be winning this match. But that is every single thing that's on the chamber. Let's just run through all of it real quick again. So I expect the Judgment Day to retain their Undisputed Tag Team titles. I expect Rhea Ripley to retain her Women's World title. I expect Becky Lynch to win the Women's Elimination Chamber and Drew McIntyre to win the Men's. And I expect there to be quite a bit of drama on the Grayson Waller effect. Now, I will say, I know that my predictions are just everybody else's predictions because why on God's green earth would anybody else win this match? But I don't know what you want me to do because I want to say other people, but I just can't with confidence because I'm like, no, they're not going to win. I know they're not going to win. Like, Logan Seth was last year, so Logan's out for the men's. LA doesn't really need that shot because he's going for the U.S. title. He's out. Kevin Owens is in no world close to a world title scene. He's out. Bobby Lashley's feuding with Karrion Kross, so he's definitely out. And then it gets down to Randy and Drew. Randy does not need another world title yet, especially this title, a match he already had with Seth, like, what was that, 8 years ago now? Yeah, 8 years ago. This is not needed. So Drew is the only person left. And for the women's, Tiffany Stratton, why would you have a heel-heel match? Bianca Belair, undefeated at WrestleMania. You probably don't want Rhea losing her title. Naomi just came back. Why would she have a title shot already? Raquel, boring. Liv, not that good. Oh, I'm sorry, Liv stands. Liv's not that good in the ring. Ooh. So I can't really predict anything major here. I don't expect these huge, giant things. The major thing that I'm predicting, that is the thing that I care about and what I'll put in my record predictions at the bottom as well, is the order of elimination. So depending on how many points I am off from where they get eliminated. So I said, Kevin would be first eliminated. If Kevin Owens gets eliminated second, I'll get 2 points. I'll get 3 points if he gets eliminated first. And then I'll get 1 point if he's eliminated third. And then I'll get no points if he is eliminated fourth or fifth. Or wins for whatever reason. and that'll be the thing in the description. However, that's all my predictions. I hope you agree. If you don't agree, you can voice your opinions in the comments down below. Or if you're my media teacher, you can just tell me, even though I don't think you like wrestling that much. But make sure to have a good day, good evening, good night, good morning, good dawn, good dusk, good whatever. Don't forget to subscribe and watch my other prediction videos on the channel. And goodbye.